Hello friends, this is James Corbett of CorbettReport.com, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to show you around the new website, because as you may have noticed, CorbettReport.com just underwent a facelift and has gone under some renovation, as we've been donated a new server by EuroVPS.com, and we're making the most of it with this new website design. And I know it's a bit of a disorienting experience when a website that you're used to suddenly changes, so I just wanted to show you through some of the new features and updated, easier to use functions that make CorbettReport.com even more convenient. So let's take a look. I guess the first thing you'll notice here on the front page of the new CorbettReport.com is this dynamic content gallery that shows you the latest headlines and the latest, in fact, the latest episode, the latest interview, the latest article, and eventually once we get the videos put into the back end of this system, we'll have the latest video up there as well. And it of course shows a little caption, and it tells you a little bit about what this is, and shows you a picture. And if you want to go back and read something, there are little arrows on the side. You just click and then click again, and you can go back, or you click over here, you can go forward. You can scroll through them like that, or if you want to see all of them, just click latest posts at the top, and you can go through all 4 of the posts and click the one that you want. So it's very convenient that way, and I think this is as good a way as any to highlight all of the varied types of media that we put out here on a regular basis at the Corbett Report, because of course it's not just videos, it's not just episodes, it's not just interviews, it's not just articles, it's a combination of all of those. So I want to show off some of the latest work in this screen here, and of course over here you'll see the sidebar where you can buy my new 2009 video archive DVD, and eventually Reportage book will be available for sale. And I swear to you, it is being written, and it will one day be available for sale. And when it is, you'll be able to buy it through this link. Of course, you can click here and go to the Reportage book homepage. But there's not a lot to go through right now because you can't actually buy the book. So I'm going to be replacing this in the next few days with a link to the latest Sunday update and the latest New World Next Week. And I'm going to put in some kind of fancy looking hyperlink button here, but if there are any graphic designers in the crowd, perhaps you can supply me with a nice graphic for clicking over to Sunday Update or New World Next Week, because as you may have noticed, I'm not much of a graphic designer myself. I'm doing the best I can, but I'm certainly not an expert, so if you can lend that kind of support to me, it would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, if you're overwhelmed by the new site and don't really know where to go, probably the first and best and easiest place to go is either over here to where it says Rss Feed. This is the most important thing on the site. If you click on this, it will take you to a screen that will show you all of the latest episodes and everything that's been put up, interviews, all of that should be in this feed. And depending on what type of browser you're using, you'll see something like this where it says subscribe to the podcast using iTunes or whatever. When you subscribe there, it'll load up your iTunes, and you'll be away to the races, and you'll get all of the new episodes and everything delivered directly to you. If you don't know how to use that, just you can go back and click on subscribe over here, and this will take you to the subscription where you can subscribe to each feed individually if you only want the podcast or you only want the interviews or articles. There's the videos feed, which unfortunately is taking a long time to get up to date, so you'll bear with me on that one. But if you don't know how to use RSS feeds at all, just go to subscribe via email. Just enter your email address here and go to submit. It'll ask you for a CAPTCHA, and once you confirm, then you'll be getting the emails, which will come out basically every day that there's an update to the website. You'll get an email with that content and a link to it. So again, if you don't know how to use an RSS feed, please use that. Over here you'll see the latest updates to the website, and of course you can click on any of them and it'll take you straight to that post. So for example, let's go to my recent interview on Rss Radio, and I have no script on here, so it won't allow me to look at that, which, by the way, I recommend people to do if they have Firefox, because you never know what kind of malicious things you're going to encounter on this wild and wacky web. Of course, I should have my own homepage, probably whitelisted, but anyway. Here we go. We've got over here. We've got the player. You can listen to the audio, and because there is a player from Red Ice Radio, I've embedded that in this post as well. You can read the description. So it's all right here, and you just give it a try. Just click on play, and suddenly we'll start getting the audio. There it is. It's very quiet, but trust me, it is playing.
I do. I don't watch it.
And so there you go. There's a basic interview post. If you want to go and actually look at all the interviews, you can click over here, for example, on the interview tab. And here's the last 6 or 7 interviews that I've done, and they'll be sorted obviously chronologically, reverse chronologically. So the latest one with Matias Rojas is here. Click on that. You can get to the post where you can listen to the audio, and of course you can play this in a new window. It will open up a new window for you where you can actually listen to it like this, or you can play it here, or you can actually download. And if you don't know how to download an episode, you right-click if you're using a Windows-based computer. I'm on a Mac, so I'll use the Control-click, and there you go. It brings up this, and save link as, and you just click there, and you can save the MP3 file to your hard drive. So for anyone who doesn't know how to do that, there you go. And of course, there's a YouTube video to go with this interview, so here it is. And that's basically what the interviews actually look like one by one. But when we go back to the interviews tab, and here's the last 7 or so, if you know exactly which interview you want to go to, if you want to go exactly to interview number 115 with Mike Adams, just drag it down from the drop-down list, and you can go straight there. It's the exact same thing with the podcasts. The podcasts have a nice little picture so you can visually identify the podcast. Again, it's the last 7 episodes is on this front screen. And if you want to go down, you can click on next page over here to get the next 7. And you can keep doing that over and over and over until you go back to episode 1. Or again, if you know exactly which episode you want, for example, the highly popular and very, very good, if I do say so myself, which I do, episode 90, Our Leaders Are Psychopaths. Click on that, and of course you have the player. You can play in a new window, you can download exactly like the interviews. You've got the running time and description, and then you've got the documentation list. Every single thing that's said in this episode is cited with its sources. And for example, let's say you want to go back to that CBC report that I mentioned at 30 minutes and 3 seconds of the podcast. You can go down here and click on this link, and it will tell you that it can no longer find the page. And unfortunately that happens because I can't keep this completely up to date, but hopefully I can find a new link to replace that one. But anyway, this is the idea of the podcast for those who are unfamiliar with it. So those are the podcasts and interviews. Click over on articles. This is basically the exact same page from my old site. I just copied it over here so you have the visual cues for what each story is with the headline. And for example, you want to go to Echelon on the global crash. You click on there and it'll send you back. And this is, of course, as you might recognize, the exact old layout. I've kept those HTML files. I'm gradually putting all of the articles into the new format, but that's going to take a while because of course there are hundreds of them. And of course, again, there are the previous article archives. You can go down if you know you want that one from 2009. Well, let's look, and we'll click on that. It's the Yes We Can, the video, and there you go. You can get that article. So again, that's a couple of neat things from that page. And so that's the articles and videos. And yes, I know videos leave something to be desired at the moment. All it is right now is this player, which is just a really standard YouTube player. It's not the all bells and whistles one that I used to have on the front page. This, of course, is my latest video, and you can actually click through here to scroll through. This is the second latest video. This is the third latest video, etc. You can see the playlist down at the bottom and scroll through the last 7 or 8 of them. But of course, the easiest way to actually find all of my videos is to go to my YouTube site and just click on that link. It'll take you here. You can click on Corbett Report, and you're on my homepage here, and you can watch my latest videos and watch the favorites and all of that good stuff. So there you go. There's the video tab, and I am going to be working again on getting latest Sunday update in New World next week, at least getting a button, if not a player, and making this a little bit nicer. But again, I am working on the back end to try to get the video content loaded into the new system, so it will be better. And of course, I'll also be updating the video feed that you saw earlier. So if you know how to subscribe to an RSS feed, do so please, and you will be getting that. Links, of course, you can find links to various websites. For example, my other websites. There's my YouTube site. There's the reportage book site, alqaidadoesn'texist.com, climategate.tv. Recommended news and information websites, and websites that host my podcast or have otherwise helped out in some way or broadcast this information. We have the DVD, which of course is my 2009 Video Archive DVD. You can watch the promo, and you can buy now, only $15, get it while it lasts, free shipping anywhere in the world. The subscribe button we've already seen, and of course the last would really be the contact button, where you can, of course, contact me, as the name would imply. So there you go. You can just put in your name, your email, the subject, and your message, and send it along to me. I can't read everything that comes in, or I can read everything that comes in. I can't respond to it all, so please have some understanding on that front. But and here's the phone number where you can leave a voicemail message for the Corbett Report. And the last thing that I really want to stress is that the search here button is extremely helpful, and pretty much anything you want to find, just type it into here. For example, you want to find out about Rockefeller, just type that in and it will pull up everything that's relevant to Rockefeller, everything that mentions Rockefeller, and going backwards chronologically. So for example, in my latest episode 170, you'll see that, oh yes, Confronting David Rockefeller Sunday Update, and you can click on that over to blip.tv, where you can actually watch it in the blip.tv player, because Sunday Update is now on Blip TV, by the way. For all of those who are watching this on YouTube, you might want to consider looking at this in other ways as well. But anyway, that's pretty much the new website. So I know there's a lot of new things to get used to, but I really do think this looks and feels a lot easier, and it's easier to use. So thank you to everyone for bearing with me while I got it transferred over, and I hope you enjoy the new website.